Welcome to Skills to Pay Your Bills. I'm your host, Don Moraney, and this is our special segment called the Wealth Zone University. And as you know, one of the things that we advocate is being in business. We believe that being self-employed is probably the ultimate freedom. In keeping with that series, we have today some very special guests and a very special show. So we're going to start today by introducing to you my co-host. My co-host is Antonio Doss. He is Acting District Director of the Small Business Administration, which we lovingly call SBA. Welcome, Antonio. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much.
Good,
Glad
good.
to be here.
Can you tell us a bit about what the Acting District Director does for the Small Business Administration?
Sure. As Acting District Director for the Washington Metropolitan Area District Office, I'm responsible for our operations in delivering our services, our products, and our programs to small businesses, to entrepreneurs, people who are thinking of being in business and haven't taken the full steps yet. So we offer counseling support to those businesses, we offer financing support, and then we also help them with contracting. And there's other things that we do, but those are the principal three things.
Okay. And so are you the big kahuna in Washington for SBA?
Well, for the district office, I'm responsible for our program again in Northern Virginia, in the District of Columbia, and then suburban Maryland, Montgomery, and Prince George's counties.
Okay, so you people in the audience, remember that face. We're going to be seeing a lot of it, okay? Today, Antonio and I are going to spend some time with some individuals who won recent 2013 SBA awards.
That's right.
And we're just going to go around and introduce them, and hopefully I won't botch up any last names, but we're going to start with Mr. Willie Armstrong. And Mr. Armstrong is the president of Armstrong Custom Signs. Mr. Armstrong, how are you today?
Fine, how are you?
Good, good. Can you tell us a little bit about Willie Armstrong and why he started Armstrong Custom Signs?
Well, Armstrong Custom Signs started when I was a small kid.
All right.
In my mind.
Child laborer.
That's right. I started painting, drawing in school, throughout school, and I took an interest in it, and I like signs. I like building, I like signs and working with my hands, and that's how it all got started.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Our next guest is Sudhir Aurora. Did I get that right?
You got it right.
Fantastic. And the name of his company is the Aurora Group.
Yes, sir.
And so, Sudhir, if I may call you by your first name, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about the Aurora Group?
Yes,
please?
I'm president of the Aurora Group, 8A Graduate of the Year for 2000 for Washington District Office, for District Region. Over the last 24 years, the Aurora Group has grown from kitchen table operation to thriving minority-owned business that the Healthcare Executive Exchange magazine termed one of the nation's premier professional healthcare service provider for the U.S. government. We are headquartered in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and we have regional offices in Virginia, Texas, and Kansas.
Okay, thank you very much. Our third guest is Mr. Vincent Palathingal. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm feeling so proud of myself here. Vincent is the president of AMSCO Global.
Yes.
And could you tell us a bit about yourself in AMSCO Global and what it does?
AMSCO Global, it's the short form for American Merchandise Supply Company. We are an exporter of American brands, mostly to the Middle East region and India and West Africa. So we export engineering equipment, spare parts, building materials, special products that are American brands in oil and gas and different areas into these regions.
Fantastic.
That's basically our operation.
Okay, great. Our next guest, lovely lady. Her name is Rachel Wardley. Did it pronounce that correctly, Rachel?
You
okay.
got it.
See, the easiest name is the one I mess up, right? Rachel is the business development.
Close.
Okay, all right. So Rachel, tell me what it should be. What is
I'm
the
the
title?
Director of Corporate Support Services at LS Technologies.
Director of Corporate Support Services at LS Technologies. Thank you, Rachel. I knew I'd mess one of them up. Tell us what about yourself and about what LS Technologies does, please.
Well, as I said, I'm the Corporate Support Services Director at LS Technologies. I'm actually here representing the president of our company, who's Tom Loftus, who is the winner of the Small Business Award of 2013 for the Washington Metro DC area. LS Technologies is a professional service provider for the Federal Aviation Administration. We're a government contractor, and we do the full range of technical services as well as program management, acquisition, engineering, and all sorts of life cycle support for the FAA.
Okay. And what is your position as Director of Corporate Support Services? What does that do?
I work on the back end of the business side of the company. So that means I work with human resources, our information technology department, security, finance, infrastructure. I basically do everything that we need to do to make sure that all of our consultants have the tools they need to succeed to provide great service to our customers.
Okay, thank you very much. And our next guest is WYNDELL Watkins, and WYNDELL is the Business Development Specialist at Armstrong Custom Signs.
Correct.
Right.
WYNDELL, would you tell us a bit about what you do? And we already know about Armstrong Custom Signs. What do you do for Armstrong?
Certainly. Well, Armstrong Custom Signs has been in existence for 32 years, and so I came along to expand what Armstrong Custom Signs does to take it to another level. So my job is primarily to identify new sources of revenue.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So everyone's let the cat out of the bag. We are 2013 SBA awardees, and each one of us has gotten actually a different award in a different category, which we want to talk about. Antonio, if there's anything in particular you want to ask these guys, just jump in. We're all family here.
Well, one, it's just great to be able to see each of you here today and to be a part of this. We're very, very proud at SBA of the work that you've been able to accomplish and what you've been able to do, because it not only is great for your own company and what you've done for the employees and such that work with you, but you're actually role models for many other small businesses who are a few years behind you, but they're looking and they're trying to figure out how to get to where you are. So when they see your success, they know what's possible for them, and you're an encouragement. So we applaud you at the Small Business Administration for taking the initial risk that you did and leaving a regular corporate or government job and moving on to something that is really about creating business opportunities for your firm, and then creating employment for people in your company and providing key goods and services. So we're just very, very excited for what you've been able to accomplish. I think beyond that, the other thing that jumped out is Mr. Armstrong at an early age had a thing that he really enjoyed doing. He enjoyed drawing, and he found a way to take that skill and transform it into a business. So that's really what SBA is all about, is helping people who have an early dream find a way to get it realized so that they can actually enjoy it and do what they're very talented at doing. So again, congratulations.
Okay, so we want to talk about the specific awards. Okay, I mean that's so exciting to me, and I'm sure it's exciting to Antonio. Yes. The award that you got was the Director's Award for 2013. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about that award?
Maybe talk a little about our experience at the tour.
Oh, yes.
You guys took a tour.
Yes.
We came to visit Mr. Armstrong and his company.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Tell us a bit about that.
Oh, yes. I was excited, and that was one of the best days of my life. To come out there and tour the shop, and it all set us up for everything. I am a man of few words. So
that's okay.
That's why I brought WYNDELL.
Okay, we're going to get to WYNDELL in a second then. Okay? So WYNDELL, jump in there. Help us out.
Certainly. We received the Director's Award, and really we had a site visit a few weeks or a month or so before that, and we had the acting director of the SBA, and at the time, Marie Johns, who was the deputy administrator of the SBA, and a few other people, a few other of their colleagues, and they came out to our shop, and we got to show them what we do. And I believe we received the award because of our dedication to the community, how for a small company to take such pride and ownership of this area and try to do all that we can to improve the area, and now even to go from being a small company to looking at how we can provide employment and internship opportunities. The SBA gave us this award, and also it was the Director's Award, so I guess I would have to give credit to the director of the SBA.
Oh yeah, butter him up. I can see that happening right now.
Well, we just found just a special operation at Armstrong Signs. It was Mr. Armstrong and Willie, master efficiency in terms of utilizing space, But then you also really work very closely with a number of the organizations within the community, providing signs to churches and such right in the DC area, which was very, very impressive at the tour. Every time we turned, our eyes opened up a little wider, our mouths dropped again, and we're like, wow, he's got something else that he's doing. It's really, really fantastic. And Mr. Armstrong is a very humble man.
Let me see that.
but his work and the work product that he did was just really, really amazing.
So, Antonio, were you the one then who selected the recipient of the Director's Award?
Yes, it's something our office does. So
Okay.
it's called the Director's Award, but we have people in our office who pay attention to what's happening in the community, what our small businesses are doing. And so they made recommendations, and I had no problem at all in agreeing that this was a fitting award.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I like that a lot. I like that we've got the man who actually selected you, and we got the quiet one who won't say anything. I'm liking that. Okay, great. I need to share with you, if I hadn't shared with you before, that I was lucky enough in 1996 to get the Small Business Advocate of the Year. That's what it was called way back then when we were all kids. And so having an appreciation of how it feels to have that recognition is really important, but having the person who actually gives the recognition and make the selection is more important than anything else going. So congratulations, and let's go to the next level, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Sahir, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Fantastic. Now, we have on Armstrong Signs people who are just getting in to government contracting, but on Dr. Aurora's side, we have someone who's actually been through the 9-year process, graduated,
Yes.
and so that is an experience that we're going to talk about extensively in the next segment. But could you tell us a bit about your award? Now, your award is the 2013 Graduate.
8A Graduate of the Year.
8A Graduate of the Year.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us a bit about your award and how you feel that came about in your instance?
I can tell you first part of it. I believe the SBA looks for long-term success of the company, the growth, what else company has contributed to the community, to other small businesses. That's, I believe, what they look for. However, unlike government contract, where government tells you up front how they will weight those factors, that part of the award decision is opaque. It's not open to public.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right, I understand.
How I got this award is a secret.
Right.
How I did not get award for the whole country, the very best, I still don't know.
We'll talk about that. We got the person here to help with that.
So Mr. Das will be able to help
But what's
us.
your impression about why the Aurora Group got the award?
My guess is the
Yes.
long-term success. We got into
Okay.
government contracting in 1989. 1994, I got into the 8A program. In 2003, 10 years ago, I
Okay.
graduated from the program.
Congratulations.
Thank you. The statistics are not very good. If you go back and look at the 8A graduate, there's a precipitous drop
Yes, we know.
of the amount of business they do after graduation, those 8A companies. And part of the reason is probably they did not use the program as it was intended. It is a business development program. It's not a set-aside program.
Yes,
It's
yes.
not an easy, here, take the contract and make some money.
Thank you for making that distinction. But please, go ahead.
Well, 8A, I'm saying SBA itself is the best kept secret in the government. Even the people who don't like government still like SBA because it produces. It was very helpful to me, and I wanted to give back something. I cannot give anything to Mr. Das, neither to the agency. Only thing I could do was maybe help out other companies who were starting.
Okay.
When I started the business, I could have avoided some mistakes I made and learned from those mistakes, but probably smarter thing would be to learn from somebody else's mistake.
Okay.
So that's how I got involved with mentoring other 8A
Good.
companies.
So here I'm going to stop you right there, but I'm going to come right back to you. We're going to take a couple of seconds. We're going to take a break. Don't touch that dial. Don't go anywhere because we've got a lot more to share with you, and we've got some really interesting awards to discuss. We'll be right back. Welcome back. When we left, we were talking with Dr. Aurora about his experiences with the award that he just received. And we broke just for a second to make sure that we could come back and finish the thoughts that Dr. Aurora was having. So Sahir, please continue. You were telling us that you take the opportunity to mentor other 8A firms. And I think that's very important. Could you kind of expand on that for us?
The Washington District Office is the largest of its kind in the country. When I was in the 8A program, my business opportunity specialist had 125 companies in her portfolio.
Wow,
and I think that was the average amount of work each BOS at Washington District Office did. It's humanly impossible for one individual to mentor that many companies. That's part of their job. They do many more things.
Yes.
Compared to other district offices where there may be 10, 15, or 25 8A companies, Washington District Office at that time had 1,017 8A companies. So if we wait for our business opportunity specialist from SBA to mentor us, I think we'll be waiting a very long time. So onus is on us, somebody who's graduating or has graduated from 8A program or even otherwise. Even if you are never in a 8A program, business development program, the onus is on us to help each other. There's an old African-American proverb, each one teach one. If we can take a little bit time, just to, maybe if Mr. Armstrong has been doing business for a long time, but on the government side, if he's new, if I could just tell him some potential mistakes to avoid, he can grow his government business much faster.
That's fantastic.
And can be much more successful. So I think that's something that I am more proud of. Of course, I am thankful to SBA for awarding me this award, but just the pleasure of being helpful to other companies has been the greatest award in my professional career.
That is fantastic, because I think one of the important things that we need to do as business people is to make sure that we share our experiences with other business people. Failure is not destined. In fact, success is destined, and those of us who achieve it have a responsibility for sharing how we got there. So I commend you.
Well, you know, and just to add to that, at our office, at the Washington District Office, we talk about how great our mission is. You know, there's a lot of places everyone could work, but to be able to work in an environment where your mission is all about helping individuals succeed in their ownership of their business, and when you're able to interact with them and you're able to see them grow from point A to point B and further on down the road, it does you really, really good when you go home at the end of the day to know you've made a difference, you've helped out. And so to be able to see a successful 8A graduate who has been able to succeed for years after graduating from the 8A program, because as Dr. Aurora said, there have been times where great 8A graduates didn't do so well. And part of that was because they didn't transition well.
Yes.
They got reliant too much on 8A sole source contracts. And part of what the agency has been able to do is adjust our regulations and guidance in the program. So we really have a transitional phase now. We have business attainment goals. So firms who are in the 8A program become in violation, actually, if they do not,
transition.
if they are not getting enough private sector contracts at the proper proportional rate for where they are within their existence in the 8A program, we actually put a pretty close hold and watch them. So the fact that you've been able to do it, graduate after you graduate and then grow after you graduated is really, really tremendous, and even more so that you share our empathy for those who are in the earlier stages of their business to be able to come back and help out and share. Those are the types of characteristics that we really love to see, and so how fitting that you would be our 8A Graduate of the Year.
Yeah. Thank you. And so in the second segment, I want to talk about two things: mentoring, but also want to talk about transitioning while you're in the program,
Right.
because that's extremely important.
That's right.
We have another company that graduated 2012, LS Technologies. Rachel, would you tell us about LS Technologies, what it does, and the award that it got was Small Business Persons of the Year for the district?
Yes.
And I know you're not Tom. The president of the company, Tom J. Loftus, got the award, but he was smart enough to send his lovely representative. So thank you, Tom. But Rachel, tell us a bit about LS Technologies, and do you know how the award process went? If not, we've got the boss here who can tell us exactly about it.
I do know. I was involved in helping put the whole package together.
Oh, fantastic.
On behalf of Tom, I want to thank the Small Business Administration. You did a lot to help us in the beginning years of our company and supported us through the whole program. And we were just so proud to win this award this year. I think the reason that we won the award is because the company started out small and really kind of embodied the beliefs of the Small Business Administration. We developed a broad customer base within the FAA and expanded from one niche market into other services within the FAA, so that now, after we've transitioned out, a lot of our work is no longer in these set-aside contracts anymore and is really in the full and open market, which is a big challenge, and we hope that'll help us bring success to the company and keep employing people in the region and actually all over the country for years to come. Our company also believes in developing the community. We're active in volunteering in this local community. We do events for Food for Others. We donate items for veterans around Veterans Day every year, since Tom, our owner, was a member of the Armed Services. And we really believe that supporting the community here, and we have employees all over the country, in fact. We've supported our employees when they've taken on things in their own local communities, such as some of our employees in Oklahoma have helped out during the tornado relief and all of that earlier in the year.
Fantastic. One of the things that I hear is the good corporate citizen. I think that's intrinsic in everyone who is successful, and I hear that coming out in everyone who's having a discussion. Vincent, we haven't forgotten you.
Sure.
Absolutely. Vincent, and I'm going to beat your name up again, Polythingal.
Yes.
All right. And your company got the Exporter of the Year award for 2013.
Yes.
AMSCO Global.
Yes.
But you told me that AMSCO Global is not an 8A company.
We are not.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about the award and how you think you got it? And just tell us a little bit about the exporting business that you do and how that works.
Sure. We are, AMSCO stands for American Merchandise Supply Company. So we are a 100% export oriented operation. We export mostly American brands, about 95+% is American brands. We were doing a little bit of this as part of another business that I still have. It's an IT company. So when we started doing more of the exports, we separated this from the technology business, because it's completely export, it's completely a different type of business. And that is how we started AMSCO in 2011, officially.
Okay.
And basically, you know, our balance of trade situation where, you know, America is always having this issue. I was always thinking about it, you know, like why we make all these great products in the world and why we are not be able to, you know, bridge this gap, you know, going year by year.
Yes.
So, and I have extensive networks in the Middle East, you know, being from India, a lot of my alumni, a lot of my classmates, friends, they work in the Middle East and, you know, different parts of the world. As you know, India is a country with so many people.
Yes, absolutely.
So our biggest resource is our people, and they go all over the world and, you know, they kind of run companies. And so I have all this network that I have. So, and America needs to export more. So connecting these, I kind of thought if I can expand into this, and since I already have an operation, even though it's a technology company, I had a company that is already in place, you know, with all the basic infrastructure for a business. So that's how we started this in 2011.
So why, in your opinion, do you think you won the Exporter of the Year award?
I think the percentage growth may be one reason. We got an inquiry. Somebody from SBA reached out to us to be
apply for the
considered.
award.
Asking for documentation, you know, a lot of stuff. And,
Okay.
and I was actually wondering, you know, I mean, what is this for? And they said, you know, they are considering you for an Exporter of the Year award in the Baltimore, Washington region. I said, oh, really? Okay. So I was just asking them the same criteria.
Okay.
What is the criteria? How did you?
Well,
shortlist
obviously,
it?
whatever that secret criteria is, you must have met it very well.
Exactly.
Now, I've got a question. I've got like 1,000 headshots in storage. Can you export those for me?
Huh? You can. I mean,
Let's talk. Okay. I'm ready for the international market right now. You know, Antonio. In an instance like Vincent's, where he's not minority certified, can you tell us how that process works? Do you keep track of non-SBA active companies, and that's how you find out about them?
Well, we work with companies, you know, whether they're in the 8A program, whether they're veteran-owned, women-owned, small disadvantaged, any type of small business, we're willing to work with them. So,
okay, so you don't have to have a certification to work with SBA.
No,
that's
no,
important to know.
No.
Thank you.
No, in fact, you know, many small businesses are maybe not really ready to be certified in certain things. For example, with the 8A program, you know, we don't really recommend early entrance into the 8A program until you've got your business in a sound way so that you can actually take advantage of the program, because
Exactly.
it is
Yeah.
only a 9-year program and you only get one opportunity in that program. So you don't want to get into it too early. Other aspects, if you're a women-owned business, if you're a service-disabled veteran, those types of things, yes, you can go in and get certified for those right away. But even if none of those apply to you, the programs, products, and services at SBA can still be of help to you, whether you're looking for capital support to grow your business. We've got companies that get contracts with the federal government and they need financing for them. We've got a great CapLine program, which we refer to it as CapLine. And basically this program helps business owners who win a contract be able to finance that contract, because sometimes there's many months between.
That's
Exactly,
right.
and we use that. SBA guaranteed loans, we use that.
And that's so extremely
Even though we are
helpful.
not 8A or anything, but
Right.
we use
Yeah,
it.
Right.
we in the accounting field call that swing,
Yeah.
swing money, because
Yeah.
it helps us just to manage that time where you can stay alive until you build.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The other really big thing about this is that we're recognizing an exporter. And so exporting is a huge thing for this country. The president has what we refer to as the National Export Initiative.
Okay.
And the National Export Initiative is really all about American firms doubling the number of exports that we make on an annual basis. Well, really doubling by 2015.
Okay.
So what we're celebrating is the fact that we have an excellent example of what exporting can do for a firm. And with the President's National Export Initiative, we really had a couple major goals. One is for companies who have never exported anywhere, to get them to export to just one place. Because there's a lot of apprehension in terms of exporting if you haven't done it before. But if you dip your toe in the water and have success after one, that's a really good thing. So now you've gained a new market, and by the way, now you're bringing dollars into the region that are not